The difference between Paysafe checkout and Paysafe.js. Well, before we go into the client side, let's talk about the server side. You have to host your solution at a server where you would communicate with Paysafe to make a payment. In order to communicate with Paysafe to make a payment, you need to have a token. That token represents the credit card's information, the amount, the address, whatever it is, about all the transaction information is in that token. That token has to be generated either on the phone or on your website. Once you generate that token, you have to send it to your server, and from your server you communicate with Paysafe to make the payment. The token that has been generated locally is good for 15 minutes. And again, that token represents everything about the transaction. So in order to generate that token, there's many ways. One of the easiest way is Paysafe checkout or Paysafe.js, which are two API JavaScript created Paysafe offers. I took the last couple of days to understand and read both of them and to see the difference, because I really want to have control over the transaction. And one's wondering if the user has to re-put the credit card every time I make a payment for the same thing if the recurrent user. And if you could somehow, save, not to ask the user to re-put his credit card every time it comes in, if he's registered in a safe way and everything. And this could become very complicated, because if you want to control everything yourself, well, you have to be a PCI certified and compliance. And to be certified PCI compliance, well, there's different levels, and they become more and more complex, where you have to pay other companies to check out your website and everything. So checkout, Paysafe checkout and Paysafe.js, and even redirect option, the usual way to do this. The PCI compliance is very simple. The merchant must complete a brief self-assessment questionnaire and send it to Paysafe. But it's because it's so simple to get certified and to prove that you're secure. Are you still able to keep to let a recurrent user not use the credit card again and again, or to make recurrent payment or whatever it is? So I had to check both, and the truth is that in both you could do that, because the temporary token that you get for the transaction is good for 15 minutes. Could be converted on your once you get to your server and you communicate with Paysafe, you could convert it to something much more permanent from your server. So there's no communication in that way from the client side to the server side. It's only from your server to Paysafe server. Once you convert that token to permanent token, then you can recharge the client on that token with his permission. And you don't have to manage credit card, you don't have to manage nothing, you don't have to get any information, nothing, none at all. The way it works, that the most complicated way, from those two simple ways, the hardest one is Paysafe.js, where you would provide the layout of whatever you want to provide, with the images and all that. The only thing is that for the input field for the credit card information, you'll have to put divs, and you'll have to call Paysafe, so they'll inject into your div the input information. If you look at the example on the website, this is what you just saw. There's only divs. And the call to the API, well, you can explain which one is which, so they'll be able to put the proper field in the proper place. This is the hardest way to do it, and this is Paysafe.js, but you have more control. You can make something nicer, whatever you want. The Paysafe checkout is much more simpler. Again, I'm not going to go into details how to do it. I just want you to show the difference between those two, because I don't think their documentation shows that easily, and really if you want to play with the token and everything, you'll be able to change it, and they're both the same. After looking at it, it looks like they're both the same. Now I think that when you use this API checkout, there's pop-up, some kind of a div that goes on top of your thing, where the user can enter the information, and when you click on pay, when the user click on pay, it goes into your code, sends the request to their server to get the temporary token. I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, leave some comments, whatever it is. And thank you so much for watching.